So the X30 junior qualifying heat, Ty Buckley and Cathal Clark on the front row of the grid from Maxime Verbruge and Freddie Lloyd. Then Hugo Hérouin and Luca Horton from Noah Montero and Leo Robertson. Tyrone Kennard and Alexis Constant from Alexander Dahlstrom and Dylan Visser. Amano Quintieri and Fernando Luque from Koda Yoshida and Vilma Svan. Arthur de Donca and Sky Deforney from Javier Herrera and Thomas Kinsey. Maxime Blanchemin and CJ Bennett from Scott Riley and Mark Granada. Ronan Hennessy, Viljami Pona, Mick Blankensport, Andrea Dupé, Matta Schreiber, Oliver Ondrup, Noel Sundberg, Kimi Alanko, Stylianos Kolovos, and finally Oscar Cura of the Philippines. But certainly an X30 Junior qualifying heat G versus H has plenty of potential behind it. Ty Buckley and Cathal Clark off the starting grid. Hang on a minute, that looks like Cathal Clark's got his hand in the air trying to edge a restart, but they've gone green anyway. And up to the first corner, Ty Buckley is going to run through to the first turn. The lights have gone out, so we are in race mode. I don't think a couple of drivers were quite prepared for that, but they have managed to get through for it anyway. A couple of drivers running off onto the far side of the course. And there's two karts off the road, skating off there, unfortunately, through the exit, and that is Vilma Svan and Javier Herrera. They both managed to get through, and they're still going side by side on the way out of the turn, as everybody nips and tucks their way through, hoping for a decent starting point. Ty Buckley has a warning flag off the start, so that is not exactly where the pole position sitter wanted to be through the first lap, and there's a couple of drivers in trouble. That's the 399 struggling to get through. That is Fernando Luque. So Luque going a little bit slowly on this opening lap, but Ty Buckley has Maxime Verbruge all over the back of him already, so this isn't going to be easy to settle out between them. But out of the final turn, Buckley's got Verbruge for company. Clark is hanging on in third. Fourth position for Freddie Lloyd. Then Montero, and on the inside, Maxime Verbruge is going to take the lead. No worries at all for the Frenchman as Verbruge hits the front.
Great move there from Verbruge. We look going forwards there. Verbruge still in the lead this race right now. Buckley just showing in second position. Watch out though for Clark, Floyd and Montero as they're trying to catch on to a back of our leading two drivers right now. In behind them, not too far away, we've got Robinson and Constant in 6th and 7th position. A lot of drivers making up positions on that first lap of the race. A couple of drivers actually making up a majority of places. 8 places up there for Sky Deforney from 18th to 10th in just the first lap of that race. What a start it has been for them. So the drivers make their way around the final couple of corners now. Still Verbruge hitting the front, actually extending a little bit of breathing room over Buckley in second position. And Clark is now getting involved in this battle. A tuck of a head down the straight, looks to his mechanics and look to his team, does Clark. Down the inside, there's a move there. That looks like that's going to be what looks like Lloyd and Montero. So Lloyd losing out on the position there as Montero gets himself into 4th position. Sorry, no, that was Constant making the move to get himself into 5th. Freddie Lloyd dropping down into 6th position for the time being. Oh, and a black flag going the way of Thomas Kinsey. So, something that the stewards really aren't happy with there with Kinsey. So, I do wonder what's happened there. I don't see any signs of major contact. But clearly something has definitely went wrong there for Kinsey. Not previously picking up a warning flag, so it's a straight black flag for Thomas Kinsey for the 350. Big issue for him, so he'll have to come straight back into the pit lane. He won't be continuing on in this race any further. As the rest of the field now file through. And still, drivers battling for position. Alexis Constant, the 3-4-3. Making up some positions as Dahlstrom loses 2 on that previous lap. The 400 drops down into 11th position right now. 55.6 being the fastest lap that we've seen on the circuit right now. Big difference to the times we've seen this morning due to the wet conditions and the rain overnight. Really set us up with a damp track going into the first heats and practice. But Verbruge just about holding off the pressure from Clark in second position right now. Montero is still trying to keep in touch and hold on to this battle. 2 victory lane drivers now breathing down the neck of Verbruge in the lead. Look to the inside there from Clark. It's covered off from Verbruge. No worries there. Down the inside, that's going to be a move there from Robinson. He'll make the move on Buckley. A dive coming out in turn 2. And it gains him 1 more. Fastest lap going the way of Leo Robinson as he also gets himself in a 4th position, 55.626. So really marginal between these drivers. There is nothing you can separate these times with. Down the inside, there's the attempt from Clark. Is he going to get it? It's going to be fought there by Verbruge. Verbruge is going to have to hand it to him. And trying to sneak down the inside there. Montero trying to follow through. A shake of the head. He's not happy. Clark tapping on his helmet. Let's work together. But Verbruge has other things he has to deal with. He's defending from Robinson as Robinson's trying to get through now. Through the final couple of corners, Montero, after going for that 2nd position, it really hasn't worked out for him as he's now filed all the way back to the back of this pack. Currently in 6th position right now. Noah Montero goes for gold and ends up with bronze. Out in front, Carl Clark, 7.3 tenths is now the gap that he has back to Leo Robinson. Robinson with Buckley in behind. Are these two drivers going to try and work together to catch onto the back of Clark, or are they going to continue to battle for 2nd position? Nearly half this race has now been completed. So the rest of the field still following through. We're on board with our leader. A top of the head there from Carl Clark, trying to get the aerodynamical advantage over his competitors as he knows they will be working together. But actually Verbruge makes the move there on Constant. So Constant drops back and it's Verbruge up into 3rd position. Leo Robinson, a little bit of room there. Look on the inside from Verbruge. He doesn't go for it just yet. Constant trying to follow through. Constant glued to the back of that KR Sport car. Sorry, the Kart Public car. Alexis Constant. Another fastest lap going the way of him. The Belgian really setting the track alight right now. Actually trying to make a move on Verbruge into the chicane, but it's going to struggle to do it there. Does he attempt into the carousel? No, he doesn't. Actually, he does pull alongside, but he's going to have to back out of that one as it's very difficult to make an overtake there, as all of the drivers will be carrying so much speed unless a mistake is made. So Clark, not really. Whoa! Big mistake there from Verbruge. Constant manages to get down the inside. Sideways goes Verbruge. Constant corrects him and also gets himself into 2nd position with a little bit of a gap to the rest of the drivers. Even with that, Clark not able to pull a gap on the rest of his competitors right now. So Leo Robinson in 2nd. Alexis Constant, he's lucky to get away from that unscathed. Currently in 3rd position right now. Verbruge really put Constant on his heels. Had to think fast on his feet. And did a really good job in doing so. We're continuing to push forwards right now. Clark still in the lead. Robinson 2nd. Robinson trying to cut away at the gap of Clark, and he's doing so ever so slightly by hundredths in each sector, and it's just not really going to be enough if he tries to catch on to Clark by the end of this session. 8 tenths flat is now the gap that separates Clark and Robinson in P1 and P2. With 4 laps left of this race, it's not looking possible.
So there is Noah Montero closing up on Verbruge once again. Trying to get his run to the inside hairpin. 3 laps remaining. Clark 7/10 of a second clear of Leo Robinson, but with Constant doing a very fair job in 3rd position. Verbruge, Montero and Ty Buckley still very much in the mix. Sky de Forney is having a terrific race. 11 places made up from 18th to 7th now. Hugo Hieroin from Luca Horton and Amano Quintieri, and Alex Dahlstrom having a much better race this time. 11th position for him, just 1 away from the top 10. Anything kicks off in front and he's going to be the beneficiary. But Cathal Clark has got this race pretty much in control for the moment. Robinson needs to get that little bit of extra time found, so he could use a little bit of help from Alexis Constant. But will they join forces in time? That's the interesting tally now. We've got 2 laps to go and 6 tenths to make up for Robinson. He needs a little bit of support here. Constant is not quite close enough to him to get the support he needs. Verbruge, Montero, Buckley, De Forney and Hieroin. Luca Horton in front of Amano Quintieri. And then Dahlstrom, Visser, Kinard, Yoshida and Riley. Thomas Kirsey from Blanchiment and Granada. Then Svan and Hennessy. From Dubé, Luque, Golovos, Blancasport and Javier Herrera. And Alexis Constant now with the fastest lap of the race, trying to close up on Robinson to enough of a deficit that he can start to close up on Cathal Clark on the final lap. But unfortunately, this pace has come just a little bit too late into the race for my money. Alexis Constant actually has a warning flag. How about that? He's got the fastest lap and the warning flag on exactly the same tour. So that might well have been for track limits there, pushing to try and get the fastest lap. Final lap begins. Robinson is 0.4 of a second back from Cathal Clark. He really needs that little bit of extra support as Constant finds himself in third. Then for Bruges, Montero and Ty Buckley. Deforny, Heroin, Horton and Quinteri. From Dahlstrom and Visser, Kienard and Yoshida. Then Kinsey, Riley, Blochman, Granada, Svan and Dupé. Horton is going to lose out there to Imani Quinteri. So Quinteri still tuning away. Oh, and Alexander Dahlstrom's gone up and over the top of Dylan Visser. And that's going to put Tyrone Kienard past them both. Poor Alex Dahlstrom, he rides rodeo for a couple of corners there behind Dylan Visser. So the battles are still raging all the way through, but Dahlstrom goes for a little bit of a rodeo. Is this going to be a last-ditch effort from Alexis Constant to get past Robinson? Because it certainly isn't going to be close enough for the win. It'll be tight, but it is going to be Cathal Clark. He'll take the win. A great race too. Robinson second from Constant for Bruges and Montero. And less than a second covers them. Becky is absolutely delighted on her birthday week as well. So an absolutely fantastic situation there from Cathal Clark. So Mother Becky celebrating on the sidelines there. And that'll be a nice little birthday present to give to Becky Clark. Another heat victory and a very strong run indeed there for Cathal Clark. That puts him 4th in the rankings, level with Aaron Gardia. Robinson has 11, Verbruch has 12, and Rahali has 15. But on the top spot still is Finn McLaughlin. 2 points accumulated. Bishop has 3 and Stilt has 5. So this is definitely going to turn into an exciting continuation as things have played out the way they are. There are 4 races to go today. They're all senior races. So the juniors will obviously have a bit of a breather now, and I think they've earned it after what has been a very long day indeed for the junior X30s. So let's run you through the provisional results of the last X30 junior qualifying heat of the Friday. Cathal Clark and Leah Robinson from Alexis Constant and Maxime Verbruch. Noah Montero in 5th from Ty Buckley and Sky Deforny. Then Hugo Heroin and Luca Horton from Amano Quinteri and Tyrone Kienard. Dylan Visser in 12th position from Koda Yoshida and Alex Dahlstrom. How Visser and Dahlstrom finished, I will never know. Thomas Kinsey in 15th position from Scott Riley and Vilma Svan. Then Maxime Blanchman and Mark Granada. Andrea Dupé rounds out the top 20. From Ronan Hennessy and Fernando Luque, Stelianos Kolovos and Javier Herrera. Then Noel Sundberg and Arte de Donker from Matte Schreiber, Mick Blankenspoor, Oliver Ondrop, and a very unhappy Freddie Lloyd. Could have been so much stronger for him. Kimi Alanko, CJ Bennett, and Oscar Cura. And then there was obviously the one non-finisher from that race, and that was Viljami Pauna.